Hi. Excuse me. Excuse me and welcome. Hi, everybody. We're going to let people join here and we're going to have lots of big fun today. Happy Monday if you're just joining, waiting to see the stream, how it looks, do. And then we're going to start and see how people are enjoying their day today. Oh, this is so exciting. I've got ads on my live stream, I noticed. I had no idea that would happen either. Well, that's a good sign, right? Is this? Yeah, that's a good sign. Hi, King. Hi there. Okay, that's what I want. That's exactly what I want. Hold on. Lay down, Sally. Do. I've been trying all night long just to talk to you. Come on, Fred. There it is. That's what I want. That's what I want. Hi, everybody, and welcome. Gotta put these. Oh, my goodness. I haven't even looked at myself in the mirror. I haven't looked at myself in a long time. I'm cleaning my glasses just right now. That's what I'm doing. Sup, King? Hi, welcome in. King. Oh, wait a minute. Let's see if you can see. Look, there's my co-host. Hi, Spark. Tell him. Tell him. Tell him what you think about this show, Sparky. Tell him you feel good. Co-host, yes, he is here today and he is ready to take your questions with me. And we're gonna look back at things that happened on this date. Sparky's gonna maybe he'll eat something right there live. But hello, King. Thank you for joining me. Sup, you say. I say sup to you. We'll talk about the Stern Show that was on today. I'm surprised. I can't believe they're still hanging in there with the June shows. I gotta move. Hold on. I gotta move this chair so you can see my co-host. Whoa, almost fell down. Stay right there. Stay right there, everybody. Don't you go anywhere, and don't look at me just in my box. Oh. All right. A little housekeeping. Housekeeping? Do you want mint for pillow? There he goes. All right. Get comfy, Sparky. All right. Stern, divorce on the horizon, says Robert. Hello. Yeah, I read that today that people are... So I couldn't really listen, and I'll be honest, I tried. Oh, I wish I could get this to where you could see. Hey, oh my goodness, he's not supposed to do that. Hold on. Get down. What are you doing? Get down. I'm so sorry. My co-host, Sparky, he's a nut. Stay right there. Yeah, I heard about that. The Italy trip is going to be a problem, it sounds like, for old Howie and Beth. But today there was a lot of talk about Prince. He started the show talking Prince. And kind of getting the song... What was that song they played? Anyway, it was Prince and then the... American Nightmare. I always forget the name of his song. And they played a lot of Prince at the beginning of the show today. And then there was a lot of Pat Sajak talk. And it's interesting. I didn't think he'd be such a non-Pat Sajak fan. But turns out, doesn't like Pat Sajak. Of course, Pat has different politics than Howie. So if you have different politics from Howie, you're not going to be a Howie friend. But that was what was part of the show today. We're going to talk baseball here. The Cardinals taking on the Rockies over the weekend, and they split. They've gone 2 and let me do math here. They two losses plus 3, 2 and 5 against the Rockies and White Sox over the last couple weeks. That's not good. That is not good. But yes, that's what we're here to talk about. The show. We're talking baseball. I also have some polls and some questions. I've got all kinds of things I want to talk to you guys about. So what I need you to do is get in there in the comments. Tell me who you are, where you are, and what you want to talk about. because that's what we do here on the live stream. If this is your first time here, welcome. And then I post it later, so if you're watching not live, it's not usually this, what's the word, haphazard. I like the word haphazard. Not usually this haphazard, but I wanted to get the co-host over there, Fred, on the show, Sparky Jones, and he is here. So tell me where you're from. Tell me what you want to talk about. Usually we get some regulars in here, and we'll talk. I basically just talk to the commenters, but I have some material I'd like to run through as well. We'll look at some moments on this date from the Stern Show. We'll look at some top songs, and I've got a new list. Normally I do the pop list, but this time I've changed and I've got some rock songs, thanks to Lance, who's here. Hi, Matt. As a Cubs fan, you can relate. Yeah, the Cubs. So let's go to the standings. Let's do that right off the top right here, because I thought this was interesting. As I looked at the standings this morning, and in the Central Division, the Milwaukee Brewers lead. They have a 38-27 record, and then everyone's under 500. The Cubs, the Reds, the Cardinals, the Pirates, all jumbled in there together with crap records. So it's going to be an interesting run. Of course, the wild card wide open, so anybody, if they just win a couple games, they can be in the wild card. The wild card race, by the way, let me see if I can show that on the page here. Look, let's see if you can see what that looks like. Everybody's in the wild card. Hi there, Chucky. Did you pay Jackie when he appeared on your show? No, I did not pay Jackie. Jackie's been on 4 times, I think. And every time, just great, and always willing to be a participant on the show. So I love having Jackie on the program. But thank you for asking, and welcome in, Jay Chucky. I don't think I've ever seen you here, so thank you for coming. We have, if you go to the description, of course, you can check out, there's super chats, there's super thanks, there's memberships. I have some members that come in here and say hello. So I appreciate your question. Fast food review coffee and Elvis too. That's a long title, but hello. Did Howard ever talk about Cabby's passing? From the reports I saw and read, no. I don't believe he mentioned it once. If you've been summarily dismissed from the show, Howard summarily dismisses you from his life. Now the question is going to be, I'm watching my dog. Sparky, get down. Get down. The question will be if Artie Lange passes. Will we get a discussion about Artie Lange passing? That's going to be an interesting thing, because will Howard think he was part of the problem there? All right, hold on. We gotta take the dog. I guess he's okay. Sparky, just get down. Get down. Enjoy the blanket. Anyway, Sparky's my co-host and my best friend, and today he's just hanging out, being Sparky. But no, there was never a talk of Cabby's passing. And if you go to my channel, of course, you can see my interviews I did with Cabby. And I'll be working on I have another idea to continue the Cabby discussion, because I'm always I was interested. When I had him on, I thought he was great, and I got sad when I heard that he passed. I was not happy. So that I will continue to do that. Maybe saw some of the new interviews. There are new interviews going up. I have someone here from the chat is going to be part of this show. You'll see that coming up soon. Thank you. I would think Artie would get a mention. Yeah, I'm not sure. Where's High Pitch? No High Pitch today. Now, High Pitch has been asked. I've asked for High Pitch to be on this program, and he declined and then blocked me. I'm not sure. I guess he's loyal to Howard. Hi, Jay Chucky. I love the Cabby boxing matches. Did he have 2? I know it was John. Did he also fight Angry Black? There was 2, I guess. You're right. And did he win either of them? Any of them? It's all running together for me now, but I'm not sure. Hi, Z Corp. I'm guessing this is a spammer, so we may have to get rid of the spammer. That's fine. If there's a spammer here, we get rid of them. But we're talking everything here: baseball, music, the Stern Show from today, the Stern Show from the past, and guests that you want to see. By the way, I'll be talking about a new channel that I'm going to be putting out there for your viewing pleasure, and hopefully you'll join that. But I'll talk about that more. We're going to be doing more live streams as well this week, so please continue to subscribe and get the notifications. Hello there. Welcome from Sweden. What's your last supper? I just had Chick-fil-A, and it was great. Chick-fil-A always hits the spot. What do you eat when you go to Chick-fil-A? You know what I have? I have chicken. And you know what makes me angry is that it takes people a long time to order there. They have fucking chicken. That's all they got. It should be pretty easy. Coffee Talk, what do you think about John the Stutterer? I am not a fan. I didn't, for a while there, I really didn't believe that was a real stutter. I didn't like the stutter that he did. I know now I realize it's an actual stutter and it's a real problem for him. Don't jump, Sparky. Sparky, don't jump. But I wasn't a fan of his, and I know that he just get angry and loud, and it wasn't really my thing. I wasn't a big fan of that. I hope he doesn't jump. Do we think Sparky's going to jump or not? I had a poll question out there. A buddy of mine I talk to all the time, Charlie Marlowe, good channel. He was just texting me just a little bit ago. So check him out if you like Cardinal baseball. But I asked him, because he puts out polls on Twitter all the time. So I had a first Twitter poll that I asked for, and it was hat backwards. Can men wear hat backwards? And what's the proper age when it's time to stop? Sonny Gray, the Cardinal pitcher, was wearing his hat backwards. I think he's like 35. And my wife told me when I turned 40, she's like, you can't be wearing a hat backwards. You're 40. And I still like to wear it backwards. What's the proper age, or is it never? So let me know in the comments what you think. When is it time to stop wearing a hat backwards for a man? Hi there. Did you find Joe Rogan's stand-up funny? No, I did not. And I also didn't like the bits that they played on the show. I think Joe has found his niche doing a podcast, obviously, but I never found the stand-up funny. We had a teacher in high school, and we used to call her Chuckin' Head, as she was like a big mother hen chicken walk type of gal. Thank you for that. I love random comments like that. So we were talking baseball tonight. There's nothing really going on in baseball. What's the story? We had the Dodgers and Yankees playing, and the Yankees keep winning. They're 8-2 in their last 10. The Phillies and Mets over in London. We had that. We have nobody really streaking. It doesn't look like. Just checking the streaks. Baseball's kind of boring right now, guys. What do you think? Hi, Ross. Ross is here, everybody. Well, you're finally streamed at a decent hour. Okay, if this is good for you, this is a member. Thank you, Ross. You can become a member too, just by going into the description. Check that out. Also doing Patreon. The Dodgers acquiring Bill Madlock was a masterstroke. I remember that. That was a big deal. Loved Ron Say and Mike Marshall, Pedro Guerrero. The Dodgers in the 80s were fun. Imagine Bill Burr as a guest on Howard during the Artie era. Now, he wasn't on, was he? When did Bill Burr get big? I always... never remember Bill Burr being a big deal back in the mid-2000s. Kind of seemed like it just happened kind of in the 2010s. I wonder if Artie got his nose fixed, is being asked here. It's a good question. Now, if you haven't been here before, you may have heard me, or if you have heard me, if you've been here before, you've heard me say this a lot, but there was supposed to be an Artie Lange, from what I was told. He was going to come out of hiding, and there was going to be some tweets and twats and whatever he does. And the podcast would start back up, but to no avail. So we will find out how Artie's nose is doing, I guess, eventually. Ross, were you a fan of AJ Benza? No, I was not. I didn't think he was interesting. I didn't think he was funny. I thought all of his shit was made up. I think he really was enjoying himself. Although he did come on here and he was great, so I appreciate that, but I was not a fan. I think a man can wear a backwards cap as long as he wants. All right, Leslie, thank you very much. Whatever happened to Harpo's on the landing? Well, nothing's on the landing anymore, but was it Stages first? No, Stages is there too. Harpo's on the landing was a fun place in my teens. Bill played a good role on Breaking Bad. He was wonderful on that. And how stupid am I? I didn't even realize that was Bill Burr for a while. Ross Dogg's broken spirit. He might challenge you to a fight if he hears that. Now I'm not even sure AJ Benza, yes. Yeah, I bet. Yes, he likes to fight. That's what he does. There's Fred. Sparky's just enjoying. He's a co-host tonight. You hate Lisa G, says KDST. I didn't hate Lisa G. I enjoyed her. I like that prissy sort of person in there. I really like the news team. I think they added something. I like Penny Crone, who didn't really understand what was happening. Steve Langford was perfect, knew exactly what to do. I do miss the Lisa G, and I love the roll call. I still don't remember how to do it. Hey there, what's going on? What you say? You're on the phone with Ed, Lisa, Andre. Hey, this is Shonda. I'm on 270. I don't know the rest. Penny's breakdown was legendary. Yes, it was. So in my post today to get people to come join us here live, and thank you for joining, and I'll try to keep doing these twice a week. We'll see. Maybe be back Thursday. Is that maybe? Mondays and Thursdays. We'll see. But set the notifications. But in the poll, I asked who's more handsome, Gary or High Pitch? Who's High Pitch? But I actually did have some questions for the audience today, and we're gonna go and look back at some moments in time on the show. We're gonna talk baseball, whatever you guys want to do. We can talk any sort of baseball. But I did have some fun polls that I thought I could just throw out, and I'll do this throughout my next live stuff. Who's creepier? Who's creepier in the Sternverse back in the day, Yaki or Jeff the Vomit Guy? This one's hard for me. I think the vomit thing, but then if I think of the guy tickling, and then what the tickling guy was doing after, I'll take your calls here on the comments. But thank you. Let me know who you think is creepier, Yaki or Jeff the Vomit Guy. I had another one. Oh, this is my second one. Let's stick with this first poll. Yaki, Jeff the Vomit Guy. So we got 1 and 1. We got one for each person. For creepiest guest. Let's call it creepiest guest. So we're doing a poll here asking who do you think was the creepiest guest, or who was creepier? Let's just go with these two: Jeff the Vomit Guy or Yaki. Yaki.com. Yaki the Tickler. And you can also throw in the comments if you have someone you would like to nominate as a creepier. Who amongst us hasn't wanted to elicit laughter from a young boy? Boy, Ross, that is solid. That was from Yaki's commercial. Well, thank you for your call. Now that's Tradio. That's not Yaki or Jeff, but I will do voices, and that was a voice there. So the hat backwards thing. So we had two things going, two polls. So you can pop in the comments. When is it appropriate for a man to stop wearing a hat backwards? Pick an age and tell me, or is it never? And then, because I thought I could still do that, and then I'm in my mid 40s. I'll tell you how old I am a little bit, and I still think I look okay. I don't think it looks stupid, but someone else thinks it looks stupid in this house. So, and it's not Sparky over there. Hey, Spark, say hello. Tell him, Spark. Tell him. Yeah, he's fine. Yeah, I missed Tradio. So yeah, on the show, what else did we have on the show today? Let me go to my notes. Let's pull up the notes. Because it was, like I said, it was Prince. Oh, Pat Sajak and Vanna White. Did anybody hear that? I was surprised that they really shit all over Pat Sajak and Vanna White. I liked Wheel of Fortune. These guys, this is all they did. It was simple. He had a simple gig. What are your thoughts on Artie and that Crystal Clear segment? He was super mean but funny as hell. Yeah, I mean it's like a top 10 segment. I think Artie was probably on something. In the day now, it probably wouldn't go over so well. But you're 63. Wear it forward. It's 63. Okay. Never wore my cap backwards, but have at it. Says Matt. All right. Do I watch UFC? I don't. I'm not into that. Sorry. I wish I did. I could have more discussions with you. Is Mike Tyson fighting this year? Not UFC, obviously, but Logan Paul, Jake Paul, one of those two. Is that still happening? I thought it was. Who's hitting on Pat and Vanna? And forward. Who's shitting on Pat? And for what? Howard and Robin. They were just kind of making fun. So Pat Sajak's last show was Friday night, and he had a heartfelt. Now I didn't know he was like hardcore. I guess I sort of knew, but like he's sort of hardcore right wing guy now. But that's what Howard started talking about, and I was like, just leave that alone. It's Pat Sajak. He's trying to make a living. I love the Wheel of Fortune. I wanted to be Pat Sajak when I was growing up. Hi there, Sean. Go Cubs. Cubs, I hate that song. That song is so stupid. How do Cub fans, how do you guys live with that song at the end of the game? Go Cubs, go. I think even you'd have to hate that, right, Sean? Tell me that you hate that. You'll have to go back and listen. You loved Pat's Farewell. I did too. What up? Just got the notification. Hello, Lance. Welcome in. Thank you for joining. Yeah, 4:20 on Mondays. We'll try. It's 4:20 Central, if that's where you are. Joaquin Andujar would have been great in the UFC. That's right. Cardinal great pitcher, Joaquin Andujar, number 47. Sean says sour shoes. Is that creepiest? Is that who you think's creepy? Hello there, Lance. Thank you for saying hi to everybody. It's as bad as Fly, Eagles Fly. I don't think I know that song. Is that for the football Eagles? I don't think I know that, but though, welcome in, everybody. Hello, second time I've caught you live. Thank you, Lloyd. Well, thank you, Lloyd. I try to do this Mondays. I'm going to try to, I know I really try to do it every Monday, and that is a goal. And then I try to do it on Thursdays. So, and then maybe we'll try it on the weekend. But thank you for coming in, and I appreciate the comment, Lloyd. By the way, if you're just coming in and you're not, if you are new, there are super chats and super thanks and memberships. I like to say that. Just check out the description for other content that I've done, but I appreciate you checking out the interviews. Bro, I got a fart in a jar since I was a kid that shit in my pet. Please reply. Yeah, I love those fart in a jars. If I was thinking as a child, that's what I would have done. I would have done farts in a jar. You would have too, Fred? Sparky? Sparky's had enough of being on the show. I love shower shoes, best whack packer. That is my favorite. I put up my discussions with sour shoes. But I will say, well, I'm not going to say anything bad about sour shoes. Let's just not. Hey Chicago, what you say? Gonna win? Okay, that's this. I'm reading the comments. I'm trying to keep up. Creepy moments. Ronnie with the interns. I agree. Hello Kitty. He says. Sour is the goat. I agree with that. Sparky's back there, Lance. That's right. Beetlejuice. So the question, if you're just joining, was who's creepier, Jeff the Vomit Guy or Yaki? And then I said, if you think there's anyone else creepier, go ahead and post it in the comments. We'll do that on these live shows here. And I mentioned that I'll be adding a new channel that I'd like you to check out. So keep that in mind and don't, yeah, I know, he's ready. He's ready to go. Sparky, don't do it. Sparky, everybody wants to see you. Yeah, they want to see that face. He's my co-host. He's Sparky Jones. And he is not enjoying this today, but I wanted him to be part of this. Stop. You stop that now. You stop. Get down. Daddy has to get angry with little Sparky. Weekend is great for me, like Lisa G. I have no life. Oh, you want me to be on okay. We'll see what I can do for Ross. I think you're answering a question that I asked you a long time ago. Jeff. Okay, so it sounds like Jeff is winning the Who's Creepier from my little poll of Who's Creepier, Yaki or Jeff the Vomit Guy. Blue Iris, okay. Don't sing, please. You don't want me to sing? That makes me want to sing. I mean, that makes me just want to. By the way, we always like to talk about the top songs. And because I have some super fans in here, I did this for you. Top songs in the rock chart in 1993. I'm going to count them down 10-1, Casey Kasem style. Walking in My Shoes by Depeche Mode at number 10. Living on the Edge at number 9 on this date. Followed by Crying by Aerosmith. So they were back to back. Changes Live by Ozzy Osbourne. Plush by Stone Temple Pilots. Real World Queensryche at number 5. Pat Benatar, Everybody Lay Down. Eat the Rich by Aerosmith. Big Gun, number 2, AC/DC. And on this date, 1993, the number 1 rock song, Soul Asylum, Runaway Train. Runaway train, never going back. On way on the runaway track. Feels like I should be getting. Anyway, I didn't like that song. I didn't like Soul Asylum. I like Black Gold. What happened to Soul Asylum? Fun band. That was the top 10 rock songs in 1993. It was a sad video. Wasn't that what was going on? And it had a little dog named Snuggles. Like, can you start it over from the end of the record? You see, you gotta get these goddamn up-tempo goddamn numbers, and you gotta come out with a death identification. And I want to know where's the pictures I was supposed to see. This is the last freaking time I want somebody with a brain. Hi, this is Casey Kasem. Join us every morning at 2. 2? This is ponderous, man. Fucking ponderous. Fucking ponderous, man. Anyway, that's me doing Casey Kasem. Thank you, Ross, for enlightening me there. I love doing the Black Gold is a good tune. Leave the singing to your Aunt Cindy's here, folks. Aunt Cindy doesn't like me singing. No one likes me singing. I was told that I should, my wife wants to give me singing lessons for my birthday. I said, why the fuck would I need those? I don't need singing lessons. Amazing job on the Casey Kasem. Yeah, I could do Casey Kasem all the time. I really, that's one of my favorite freakouts of all time. God, is there one more piece of tape that he did there? And now it's time for our long distance dedication. It comes to us from a man about his little dog Snuggles. Okay, can we start it from the record? All right, okay. You get those up tempo goddamn numbers, man, and then you're gonna have to do a dog dying death dedication. And where are the pictures I was supposed to? This is the last time. Anyway, I could do Casey Kasem all the time. Casey, here's voice. So that's 1993, the rock charts. And just for fun, how about 1984? Top 10. I like the top 10 in 19. Just as a regular chart. Number 10, It's a Miracle, Culture Club. Ugh. You can't get what you want till you know what you want. Joe Jackson. I had that record. I really liked that song. I thought Joe Jackson as a kid. I'm like, well, this is all really different sounding shit. That was number 10. I had that record. Jump for My Love, the Pointer Sisters. I love the Pointer Sisters. They were number 8. Oh, Sherry, Steve Perry. Here is a topic before I get to number 1. How did Steve Perry not have a massive solo career? He does Oh Sherry. I think he does another song. He's just out of Journey. Great voice. Oh Sherry, I think hits number 1 at some point. But Steve Perry can't get a solo career going. Get back with Journey right now. They're still touring. Oh Sherry was number 7 on this date in '84. My favorite year. 40 years ago. Time After Time by Cyndi Lauper. Borderline, number 5. Sister Christian comes in at number 4. Laura Branigan, Self Control. That's a Chauncey topic. Remember when Laura Branigan died and didn't Chauncey start crying? Just making sure I'm not missing. Heart of Rock and Roll is number 2. And the Reflex was number 1 on this date in 1984. That video reminds me of my brother throwing up in Indianapolis. We had just gotten to Indianapolis, and my Aunt Terry, Cindy's sister, we stayed there, and my brother was sick. And during the reflex, this water comes out of out of the screen. Have you remember the video? The water comes out of the screen and my brother threw up right at that point, all over the house. But it was fun. That's what I remember about the reflex. Now back to the countdown. I'm Casey Kasem. My brother got sick during the reflex. Would you please play Duran Duran? 1980. Well, what I always say is, you go back to any chart, any top 10 in 1984, and go, my God, at least there's some variety. Like you got fucking Huey Lewis, you got Night Ranger, you got Madonna and Cyndi Lauper, then you got Huey Lewis. Now who is it? Somebody featuring somebody and somebody featuring somebody? I don't know. But thank you, Jen, for the great idea. I don't know what the great idea was, but you guys want to know any more countdowns here? I got 85. I did 93 already. Well, let me see. I got one more here for you. I got one more. What did I have? Oh, 1992. I think this is 1992. The rock chart. Just real quick. Are you okay with this? Yeah. Is everybody okay? I like Joe Piscopo. Do you guys ever see that clip? I love this clip, and the only reason I know it is from the Stern Show. When Joe Piscopo he wants to sing his song to his girlfriend who he married. Did you guys know that story, by the way? So he married his girl. Anyway, so he's like, I'm gonna do a song. It's a straight song. Can I do that for you? I'm with friends. And he crosses himself. Anyway, I'm gonna read this real quick. 1992, top 10. Jesus and the Mary Chain. I believe they were at the first Lollapalooza. They were number 10. I don't know that song. 57 Channels and Nothing On by Bruce Springsteen. Terrible song. Number 8, rock chart 1992 on this date was Ozzy Osbourne, Road to Nowhere. Osby, this was high school for me. That song was awesome. On the road. I can't really do Ozzy. Living in a Dream by the Archangels. I don't remember that song. Make Love Like a Man, Def Leppard. All right. Sting Me by the Black Crowes. Can we do a little love for the Black Crowes right here? I listened to Black Crowes this weekend. What a band. They were number. This is off the second album, and that was number 5. Under the Bridge by the Chili Peppers. Even Flow was 3. Remedy by the Black Crowes was 2, and Friday I'm in Love, The Cure. So we had rock coming back in 1992. Lance asked for that, so there's your top 10 songs on the rock charts in 1992. So we're having fun. We talked a little baseball. I think oh, by the way, on this date, 2007, The Sopranos aired its last episode. On this date. Were you watching? Did you think your cable went out at the end? Do you think that was a bad ending? I liked it. I always defended it. I'm always trying to. I don't mean to take like the anti. I'm gonna make sure Sparky's in. Okay, good. He's just napping right there. I like that ending. Can I tell you about Matt Damon real briefly? Is that a yeah? '90s were a good time. But yeah, Sopranos ended on this date in June. Just a reminder, if you're watching live, thank you very much. If you're watching on tape, you can see the comments come in. This is what we do when we go live. The super chat, super thanks, membership, all in the description. So if you just want to say, hey, Brad, thanks for being here, I'll do that, and I'll be very happy that you did that. Looks like most people so far did not like the ending to the Sopranos, but top 5 greatest shows, says Sean G. Anyway, I remember the Sopranos ending on this date and 2007. Did you guys see there was like it was like a, not an April Fool's joke, but there was something going across, like Max was starting a new show in 2025, and it was going to be Gandolfini's kid playing the 20s Tony Soprano, and Paulie Gautieri was going to be in it. And I almost fell for it. I'm like, that sounds pretty damn good. I'd watch that. I'd watch it more than that movie, which I didn't even really even try to watch. It sounded terrible. I thought the cable went out. Hated it in the moment. In retrospect, brilliant. Sopranos, Wire, Breaking Bad, Seinfeld, Sons of Anarchy. So, Sean, I love those shows. I still haven't gotten into Sons. My stepson upstairs has told me I need to watch it. And then The Wire, I just can't. I can't get in. I can't. I've tried so many times. I don't know why. Everyone loves it, and every time I try it, I'm like, I can't. I just can't get into it. The movie sucked. You said, all right. Worst movie ending: No Country for Old Men. All right. I don't know if that's what we were talking about, Lance, but I like that. I like it. 5 shitty shows. What? What, Leopold? Oh, come on, Leopold. Stop it. Stop it right now. Where's the Lord? We need Lord to come in here and talk about Perry Cavello. So Sopranos ended on this date. John Gotti died on this date in 2002. How about that? How about that? I didn't even think about this. Is that why the Sopranos ended on this date? I got I had ribs. I had ribs for dinner. So John Gotti died on this date, and then the Sopranos ended on this date. Who knew? Eastbound's and Down. All right, I like that. Who doesn't love Kenny Powers? Sons, Dude, The Wire. Okay, we'll try it. We'll give it a whirl. This, by the way, on this date, 1998, on the Stern Show, this is the day Howie Mandel came in, and then they tortured Howie Mandel to where he had to finally admit he had OCD. Like, he finally figured it out. This was the date, June 10th, 1998. So I wonder if Howie's talking about that on his podcast. But this was a famous date where Howie came in. I think they had a porn star in there or whatever, and he touched the door, and they told Howie, hey, go touch the doorknob. But it was on this date in 1998 where we finally figured out that Howie Mandel had a problem. Lance, your first live show, a member here was in the hospital. How is he? Anyone? So that was Jared, I believe. And yes, please, if anyone knows how Jared's doing, I remember that happening. He was shot, I believe, right? Wasn't that Lance? You know why? Pills. Okay. He met Hank. I'm trying to read. Great episode. Anyway, I'm trying to filter through the comments now because I think we're all over the place. Early on, I asked who's more creepy, Jeff the Vomit Guy or Yaki, and we had most people were saying Jeff the Vomit Guy. I have to agree. I think anything vomit related, and we've talked vomit a lot today. My brother vomiting during the reflex, Duran Duran, and so that's that. All right, what else we got here? Let's take a look. On this date in 1999 on the Stern Show, this is another one. I've talked about this a bunch. I need to get, by the way, someone contacted me with a phone number, and I thanked them, and I'll let you know what's going on with that. Plus, another person I talked about, or I'll talk about here, I think I talk about it, well, hold on one second. Houston, prom date match game. Porn star Houston came in to play a game with this 18-year-old high school kid, Brad, from Staten Island, to try to win a prom date. I'm doing my Steve Langford with the hand. So this is the day Houston and Brad got hooked up for the prom date in 1999. And I love that show. I think this is amazing radio at this time. But made me think, wow, probably, I mean, first of all, of course Stern's not doing this on his show anymore. But could anybody do this? Could could you have a radio show that hooks up a porn star and an 18-year-old, and the porn star ends up going to the? I don't know if you guys are watching. Just take a second with me. I'm watching this Yankees documentary on the Peacock channel. Pretty good on the 1990 Yankees, and Mel Hall started dating a 15-year-old. Mel Hall was a Yankee, and he hit home runs, and I haven't finished it, by the way. But he literally was dating her. He went to her prom. And the Yankees, in their 1990 yearbook, they put the prom picture in there of them too. And so we get this would never happen today. I found it sweet. That Mel, is that weird? But it is interesting. Like, it was a different time. But no one seemed to think it was weird. She would sit with the players' wives, and anyway, I just want to make sure I don't miss any comments, and just if there's something in here for me. But Jeff the Vomit Guy, Houston 500, yeah, should I see that? So anyway, this was the day that Houston came in to talk about dating or taking Brad, and I believe they went out a few more times. So I know that Brad's out there. I think he's still a cop. I need to get a hold of him. I'm gonna try to get him on this program. That was June of 1999. June 10th, 2004. So always on this date, Debbie Schlussel calls in to talk about the Jimmy Kimmel controversy. Jimmy Kimmel was pulled in a bunch of markets around the country because about comments he made about Detroit. Wow, how about this? I didn't even read this part. I read it because there's Debbie Schlussel, who I've contacted and has contacted me back. So let me know if there's anything you'd like me to ask Debbie Schlussel, because it looks like she's going to be on the program at some point. But Jimmy Kimmel got kicked off Detroit. He said about people from Detroit burning down houses if their basketball team wins. The station in Detroit pulled the show, and then ABC pulled it back. Blah blah blah. Anyway, Jimmy Kimmel getting in trouble back in the day. That's interesting. Kimmel and Stern not getting in any trouble these days, are they? Where Artie Buddy, the ex-cop, the bad ex-cop? Yeah, that'd be an interesting get. She measured the crew. Was that Debbie? You're talking about Houston. Okay. I didn't think that's what you were talking about. Let me look at my notes here, see if there's anything else. You know what? I think you guys love when I do the top 10, right? How about 1985? All right, so we did 1984. Just to amend. Again, these are songs all in the top 10 in 1985 on this date. At number 10, we had Wham! Everything She Wants. By the way, there is a David Spade. I'm looking. Hey now, hello. Dude, first time I heard Jeff Lemon, I cried. This is Jeff the Vomit Guy. I'm just looking for someone to vomit on. I'm just here looking. I remember that. Number 10, Wham! Everything She Wants. David Spade does a great bit about that, and I can't do it justice, but just you have to find it on YouTube, or I'll link to it. Would love to have David Spade on it. Tears for Fears. This is 1985 top songs. Everybody Wants to Rule the World. Number 8, Survivor Search is Over. Number 7, Katrina and the Waves, Walking on Sunshine. Phil Collins, Sussudio number 6. Mary Jane Girls, In My House. Madonna, Angel. Howard Jones, Things Can Only Get Better. Billy Ocean, Suddenly, and Bryan Adams, Heaven. I know every one of those songs. Some of them suck, but you know what I thought about today? I was thinking about this the other day. I was driving around. I heard Walking on Sunshine, and I just remember as a kid, like, God damn it, this is a fun song. And as a kid, I remember, like, why the hell is everyone making these slow songs like Heaven? Like, who needs a song like Heaven by Bryan Adams? Sussudio. It's just right off the top. The horns. Phil Collins, by the way. God damn, that guy was just making money. Hits after hits. He's like, all right, I'll do a solo, and then me and Genesis are gonna do Tonight, and whatever, and then I'll go back and I'll do I Can't Dance or whatever. But those were the top songs in 1985. Baseball tonight, is there anything to talk about? I don't think there is. There was not much going on over the weekend. The Yankees and Royals. I like the Royals. I'm into the Royals. Bobby Witt had this triple the other night. They had this giant comeback, and Bobby Witt's running fast around the bases. I want the Royals to do well. And they'll if they get to the World Series, they'd be in 2 to the Cardinals 0. The Cardinals have not been in. Yeah, Phillies, by the way, you see Bryce Harper, what he did? So he hit a home run, and then they were playing in London, and he slid into the dugout as a soccer player. I thought it was only Bryce Harper could do that. But yeah, Phillies playing some good baseball. Always enjoy the Phillies. No pitching matchups that are really hitting me here. The White Sox and the Mariners. How about the White Sox manager? just calling his team out. He's like, these guys suck. These guys suck. I love it. Tommy Pham, he's like, and Tommy Pham's like, I'll fight the whole team. I fight. This is what I do in the off season. I'll fight you all. How many touchdowns did the Royals make? I like when I know the reference there. White Sox are the best team. I enjoy the White Sox. Richard's favorite team. Richard, I guess, was hanging out there with who was he? Oh, with Patrick Mahomes. That's where Richard was of note. Did you see Billy Mira? I put up a new interview with Billy Mira, him, Sal, and Richard all working together. I could not get much out of Billy. And Sal was at his house. So go if you haven't seen it, go back and take a look. New interview out there with Billy Mira. But I like Billy Mira. Does a little David Lee Roth, kind of fun. Royals are right on my Indians, but Guardians, Corey. Guardians. Let's be PC. But yeah, the Royals are right there. Let's go to the map, shall we? Let's take a look at that AL Central. Cleveland's 42-22, 20 games over 500. I mean, I knew they were good. But yeah, the Royals right there, 4 games back at 39-27. By the way, did you guys see this? Did you guys see Oli Marmol getting into it with a reporter? He's had enough. He said, "Oh, Derek, you're like a kid in a candy store." Astros not doing so well, but you kind of picked it up, 30-36. Well, you had the Cardinals come in, and you won 2 of 3 from them, so that helped you out. Thanks to Don Dankinger. Yeah, I am a Cardinals fan. Let me tell you this story, because Dankinger and that game comes up all the time. I was 10, maybe 9. How old? 8? Shit, I don't know how old I was, but the game 6, I used to beat up big rolls of caps with a hammer, and it would make a lot of noise. You remember cap guns, like in giant rolls? This was like our fireworks. So we had pots and pans, and I had this hammer, and I had caps all, like it was 1-0, top of the 9th, and as soon as the Cardinals win, I'm going to go out and the 10-year-old beat these caps up, and the Cardinals are going to win, and it's going to be exciting as hell. And God damn it, Dinkager blows the call. We drop a ball in foul territory. We have a pass ball from Darryl Porter, and the Cardinals lose, and then the next night was it. But I went out and beat the shit out of the Caps anyway. I was always loud. People didn't care. You can tell the Killers of Comedy and Ronnie's Block Party have a huge effect on the way they can't promote on the show. You're talking about now? Because, yeah, I didn't know they were still doing that. But thank you for everybody coming in. We've done a good 45. I like to do a nice, hard 45. See still a nice group here, so let me know if there's anything else you want to talk about in the comments. I'm not ready to leave yet. I don't have to go anywhere. I had dinner. I had a full belly. Sparky's over here taking a nap. Look at him. He's out. Cards fan here in West Tennessee. Hello, Mr. Knucklehead. Yeah, so the Cardinals are off today. Play the Pirates. We got Paul Skeens and his girlfriend Libby. I think the Pirates are going to take 2 or 3. I don't think the Cards. They're just not good. They can't get on a run. They don't have enough pitching. They don't have enough hitting. They're going to wear out this bullpen, and then Helsley's going to blow some saves sooner or later. You can't just keep counting on him. But this is where they want to be. Like I said, if you're in the wild card, this is the Cardinals' motto right now. Look at this. They're in the wild card spot. That's all that matters. As long as they're in the spot, that's what they want. Not real good, but that is a lot of terrible teams. There's 4 teams in the spot right now, and then there's 3 others a game and a half out. I don't think that's good. I know, good. Everybody's going to be watching their team and hope they get in the playoffs. I don't like that. That's terrible. I mean, we're going to have a team that's not over 500. Favorite Cards utility player ever? Oh, Jose Oquendo. I mean, there's no doubt. Jose Oquendo. Was he even a utility player? Do we count him? If we don't count him, man, let's don't count him. He's in the Hall of Fame. So if it's not him, utility player. I mean, what about like Daniel Descalso and John Jay? I'm gonna go that way. Anthony Cumia just did another free show on YouTube. I don't follow Anthony. I am still trying to keep up with KC. I watch KC's live stuff. I try to get KC on here. I had KC on a long time ago. Taguchi was wonderful, yes. Artie, what's your favorite all-time moment? Hi. Sorry, Sean, I just missed that. And Melancholy Gosling wrote Artie drunk in Vegas. Favorite Sal? I don't have a favorite Sal moment. So I don't find Sal real funny. Him and Richard, I like their calls. Let's go with Tradio. Can I say Tradio? Or 143? I guess Sal trying to be invited to Howard stuff. Okay, now you got me. I'm starting to get in there. When Sal really thought he should be watching Survivor with Howard, I don't know if he really thought that. But maybe he did. And then maybe that's my favorite. The correct answer is Rod Booker. You know Rod Booker's name? I was going to say Stan Royer, but Rod Booker's name crossed my mind. And Tim Jones, Rod Brewer, Trip Cromer. We had a lot. We had a lot of utility players. Tom Lawless. How about Tom Lawless? 3 hits. He had 3 hits in the World Series in 1987. He had 2 in the regular season for the Cardinals in 1987. Tom Lawless had 3 hits in the World Series. He had 2 hits in 1987, and he hit a home run and flipped his bat. He flipped his bat before the ball even was over the left fielder's head. I wonder if that ball would have hit the fence, what would have happened. It did get over the fence. It's one of my favorite moments. What's my favorite brand or band? I don't have a brand, but if you're I'll try to come up with brand here in a second. Do you think Howard will end in 2025? If so, what do you think he'll do after? Podcast? Yeah, I think he'll do a podcast. Well, I think he's motivated by money, seemingly. I don't know. That's a good question. What will Howard do at the end of this contract? He said during the Pat Sajak segment, Pat Sajak retired at 76, and he goes, well, I'm not going to be here at 76. So he's 71 at the end of the contract, 72. So we'll see, but I don't know. Kurt Ford is a St. Louis area guy. Get him on the show. I don't know if he's doing okay. I heard Kurt Ford's been having some issues, although he's getting better. Do you know that, Ross, though? Kurt Ford actually had some issues. I used to have a Cardinal show that I would get like these random Pat Perry and Jeff Lottie and Glenn Brummer, who's just an incredible guy. But Kurt Ford, I was trying to get, and they're like, oh yeah, Kurt Ford's got some problems. Sports brand. No, Carrie, don't worry about that. I'm just asking you. Baseball's my favorite sport. I love the Cardinals, and I hate the Cardinals. I love the Mets. Like, if I'm really being honest, I love watching the Mets. I love watching them win or lose. So let's go Mets. Let's go Mets. Scores Man was funny. Fred's a genius, says Greg Rivers. Just checking back here. And the Casey needs to revisit the Holiday Inn with Jim Florentine. That was really funny in the 2000s. Camcorder action. Just reading the comments here, having a good time. Again, we're live. And if you're just tuning in, I come in here on Mondays. I'm going to try to do Mondays and Thursdays. And we talk baseball, we talk music, we talk Howard Stern, a lot of St. Louis stuff. Ross is a St. Louis fan. He's a premium member, and I appreciate that. You can be a member too, and lots of good stuff happening there. I also had a Patreon just for fun, just to see if people are into that. So new interviews will go there first. So if you really want to see what's going on, who's going to be next on this channel, you can tell your friends. Go to Patreon and you can subscribe. But I thank you, Ross, and others that have come here and become members and do super chats and super thanks. You can look at that in the description. And boy, my greatest cheerleader, Lance. I know the thing's going well when Lance is giving me props, so I appreciate that, Lance. Thank you so much. We're having fun today. It's Monday. A long day of work, guys. Grinding away. But that's how it is when you have to work at home and whatever. But I would watch a doc on the regression of the 86 Cardinals. That was an amazing thing. Everybody didn't hit. So Tommy Herr had 110 RBIs in 1985, didn't hit. Willie McGee, MVP, didn't hit. Jack Clark got hurt. Ozzie didn't hit. Terry Pendleton didn't hit. Andy Van Slyke's the only one that did hit. So we had John Tudor. We had to get rid of Joaquin Andujar. So Roy Burris was pitching. I think the pitching was pretty bad too. I can tell you all about the 1986 Cardinals. Bob Forsch on the mound. He got more starts probably that year than ever. Greg Matthews, rookie, started pitching that year. I was on IMDb. Artie is supposed to be in a movie. Yeah, I saw that. I don't know if that's true. I saw what you're saying there, OPTV. I think people are starting to be able to hack into IMDb. I don't know. Maybe not, though. We'll see. Maybe that's what we'll see Artie come back out as. Ross Dog is back with RDA. I don't know what that means. So Grillo, I've asked him to come back here. He was on that Dark Side of the Stern, 2000s. Vince Coleman was awful, but Worrell won the Rookie of the Year in 1986. That's right. Coleman still stole 110 bases that year, though. I think it was more than he stole in 85. But yeah, the 86 Cardinals no good. And then 1987, maybe my favorite year. I mean, that's when I really got to understand baseball. 85 was my oh, this is fun. They run all over the place. It's a good team. They're always winning. Jack Clark always hits home runs. It's funny, as a kid, I thought Jack Clark, it was in 1985, I thought he hit a home run like every other game. He only hit 22 that year. But it felt like 50. I would be for baseball coming back with steroids too, by the way, in case anybody was curious. So we've gone 50 minutes. I'm still seeing people here. I still see comments coming in. I don't have any, let me see if I had any more material for the group here. I'm going to save some of that for later. We talked about the birthdays. We talked about the Sopranos. Other channels I've got those coming out here soon. I really hope you'll subscribe to those, and I'll talk about that once they're live. But let me see. Anything else? You ever get a chance to see Howard in person at all? No. It's weird. I think I had a dream that I actually was like invited inside to Sirius. This is for real too. I just think I had a dream where I was in Sirius and I just got to kind of hang out, but I didn't get to meet him. But I've never seen him. We drove by his house in West Palm when we were down there. I love that area, and that's all gated off. Not that I was going to be creepy or anything, but no, I've never seen him in person. Probably never will. My wonder is, does he know about this channel? He has to know about this channel, right? I mean, you think he's seen some of the people that come here and talk about him? Probably not, right? Maybe he does. I'm sure Beth, maybe Jason finds it. I don't know. Sorry, that's disgusting to have gas right here in front of all you people while we're live. So, no baseball tonight, no good baseball. We've talked about that. We've talked about the show today. We've done a lot. We've done it. We've said it all. So, this is my last chance to say thank you for coming here today. I appreciate it. If you've never been here before, please subscribe, turn on notifications, keep the comments coming in the chat. So I put this out afterwards as a taped program so people can kind of see what we did if they don't see the comments coming in, and maybe they'll be like, hey, I want to be there. I want to be part of this. Mondays and Thursdays is when we'll try to do this. I ran into Howard and Betho in a parking lot in Vegas. Mark, can you tell me more how that went? Were they nice? Were they friendly? Did you do the picture thing? Howard Stern is very elderly looking. He was jogging around 2010 in Central Park, and he's definitely wearing a wig. I've seen those videos of him. Like, he looks like Fran Lebowitz. He looks like an old Jewish woman. And Fran looks better than him. I don't know. I was wrapping up, but people are still here. I don't want to leave if you're enjoying what we're talking about. So let's continue. Let's take a look at Sparky. How he's doing? He's fine. Sparky, how we doing over there? You good? Say hi to the people. Say hi to the people, Sparky. Tell them. Yeah, he's fine. That's my co-host. Yeah. I don't know if you guys know about Sparky. Sparky had some health issues and doing well now. Thanks for asking. But yeah, we were worried about him. Brad will take you out to lunch if you get Artie Lange level membership. Yeah, we can do some lunch. Where do you live, Ross? I don't even know. Didn't hear more about that Betho Howard parking lot story, so no. Yeah, I mean, again, I don't necessarily want to say goodbye. We did. Let's do one more of the little polls here. Who's smarter? Who's smarter, do you think, Gary or Wendy? I've thought about this, and I'm trying to get both. I'm trying to get both of them on the show. Is that weird? Should I be doing that at this age? I don't know. Sometimes I wonder. Gary or Wendy, who is smarter? I've thought about this a lot. These are the kind of things that make my head explode, because I'm like, well, Gary, but Wendy can make phone calls and listen to shows, but Gary seems to have lived his life and can do cameo. Who do you think is smarter? You say Wendy. All right, that's our first one for Wendy. I've got more of these for our Thursday show. I'll continue coming up with them. But does anyone? Let's see. Does anyone know where to find all of the Howard TV episodes? They come and go within days. Jackie Marling said it best when he first met Howard. He was built like a pear. Well, Gary lives most. Oh, but so the Howard. Yeah, I mean, you gotta figure out a way of saving some of those shows, because some of these people put them up and then yeah, they get scrubbed. So you have to find. I'm answering a question. Well, Gary lives mostly alone, so maybe Gary. Interesting. Wendy is smarter. I'd rather not explain why. Okay. Oh, King Kwenzing Wong. Talk to Iran. Iran is going to be on this program at some point. So if you have any questions for Iran, did I? How many? Who have I told you to ask? Help me with questions with. So Debbie, I know Debbie Schlussel. Hopefully, will be on here soon. Iran, and then Wendy. What? It's like the Tonight Show. What am I doing here? What am I doing here, guys? I'm not reading that, Lance. Stop. Wendy would kill her cat to come on this show. Hi, Howard. Hi, Howard. No, I love Wendy. I want to have Wendy on. Wendy goes on my buddy's show, Clownvis. I always plug Clownvis. Well, I don't plug. I plug his show. I should say. Ooh, that sounded weird. But Clownvis is a wonderful entertainer, and you guys should check him out here on YouTube as well. What about Beat? He needs to be on the show. I'll try. I've been trying. Wendy did plug Ross Dog on the Hollywood Squares. So we'll continue that line of questioning next time that we do this live show. But this is going to be it. I've had a wonderful time with you. An hour of me just talking straight into the phone is getting tiresome. And we're having a beautiful day outside. Hi, Jonas. Hey, how you doing? Loved Riley. I know. I don't like to leave. I like when if people are here. You know, people want to say hello, but thank you. Can you believe a guy Howard's age still has such a beautiful, thick head of hair, natural color? I'm amazed every time I see it. Richard, I totally agree with that. I know, speaking of hair, I think it's time for a haircut. It's just a little bit, I don't know. Yeah. Michael Keaton should play Beat in his biopic. Don't you think Michael Keaton can just do anything? I do. Today they were playing Bat Dance mashed up with American Nightmare, and Howard was totally into that, and people were talking about that. Anyway, again, I don't like leaving when we have this many people here. Thank you, Lance. Appreciate that. Thank you for coming. Please like and subscribe. I always like to make sure you're here. Thank you, Richard. Love your videos. I see you around. All right. How's Kurt Kepshire doing? He was terrible. Ross, we could definitely have some drinks. I mean, these are definitely deep cuts on the Cardinal team. And Bill Campbell. Where is Bill Campbell these days? And he's still got that sweet mustache, I wonder. Yes, Lance is right. Lance is like the Sherpa of this program. Leave him wanting more, and that's what we're gonna do. New interview coming out tomorrow. Some more compilations, and we're gonna be live again at some point this week. Turn on those notifications. We'll do it probably Thursday. But I thank you for joining. Bye for now.